and cry.
Once upon a time, cartoons were all about lovable characters entertaining little kiddies for hours on end. Oh, how very sweet. Then, in 1999, all of that changed with the arrival of this idiot. Tonight, we'll show you how Peter Griffin and his Quahog cohorts changed the face of cartoon comedy forever. Along for the ride, we've been dealt a royal flush of funny folk, including 3 jokers.
And the adventure starts again.
An old king of comedy.
Absolutely shocking.
And some guy who's seen a couple of episodes. Yeah. We're going to dissect Family Guy's groundbreaking gags, but before we get started, let's remind ourselves of the cartoon world's most groundbreaking family and the stars of the show.
This is hilarious!
Starting with Mr. Family Guy himself.
Peter is a terrible husband and a terrible father, and for some reason we still all love him.
In local news, there was a hit and run by a drunk driver today at Quahog Park. 2 children are missing.
I was just there.
Putting up with Peter through thick and thin is his loving wife, Lois.
Hiya, lame asses!
And in the new series, we finally get to see her porno film.
Yes! That's the best news I've heard since One Night in Paris.
You're not the only one who's excited, Blake. Oh, thank God. Yes, Brian's the family dog with a thing for the ladies. Woof.
When you think about it, Brian the dog shagging women, humans, it's bestiality.
If that's not groundbreaking enough, he's also a little
I
racist.
booked your plane ticket, and I specifically asked that you not sit next to an Asian. Stewie, that's racist. That's terrible. I'm sorry, do you want me to call back and change it?
Well, it's done now. Seems like a lot of extra work.
But let's not forget what Brian really is.
Can I hump your leg for 15 uninterrupted seconds?
I suppose so, Brian. I said you could do it for 15 seconds.
Didn't need it.
The youngest of the Griffin children is Stewie.
I think Stewie's very interesting because he's probably the most accurate portrayal of what a toddler is actually like in real life. So I've met a few of them and they're selfish assholes.
Where else are you going to find a megalomaniac toddler intent on killing his mum?
Victory is mine!
All he wants to do is commit matricide, and he's got this, armoury behind his bedroom wall. I feel like Stewie when I get up. If I had a box of hand grenades under the bed, there'd be people getting them.
The daughter of the family is Meg. Yeah, moving on. Finally, there's Chris, the eldest of the Griffin brood and the focus of our first groundbreaking gag. Oh dear.
It is creepy as hell.
Whoa, all right, look. Everybody but Chris, just keep your pants on and let's figure a way out of this.
What he says, it shocks you. You go, whoa, how are you going to get away with this? But they do.
It's more of a kind of feeling when you watch it.
Where you going, kids? Hey, I just want to talk to you. Why don't you come over to my place for a glass of wine and a couple of fruit pies, and then we can go in the back room and play crazy snakes.
Get your fat ass back here, you son of a bitch.
Herbert doesn't actually abuse any children in the cartoon, which is how Family Guy get away with having a bit of a pedo in there.
Yes, Herbert's got away with 12 years of boy chasing, but it all may just catch up with him in the new series.
If I should die, I just want you to know that they might find some things, strange things that don't make sense to you.
Okay.
And there's going to be a lot of talk, nasty talk. And I just want you to know, from me, it's all going to be out of context.
I don't know what that means.
It means if I die, you gotta burn my house down.
Ah, dubious sexual pursuits. If there's one thing that differentiates Family Guy from other cartoons, it's surely its adult themes.
Even a sitcom with real human characters can't get away with the amount of sexual mishaps and filth.
Wow, that was terrific, Jessica.
It was good for me, too.
They get away with it because, well, for a start, it's a cartoon, and secondly, the characters are so ridiculous. I can't think of another cartoon that is as sexually explicit as Family Guy.
I didn't feel anything, but you did.
Children should be educated about the dangers of these potential people.
Quagmire's just an old sex machine, isn't it? Like, giggity, I can't do it. Giggity, giggity, giggity.
There's not many characters where you can just hear a weird noise and know who it is, you know.
And Quagmire's not the only Spooner Street sexpert.
Well, I've got a thing for gingers, so I've got a thing for Lois.
Yes, there's subtle sexual innuendo, and then there's Family Guy. Goodness only knows what Quahog's escort agency would look like. Got a penchant for the bored housewife? Look no further than our Lois Griffin, the 80s porn star turned upstanding member of the community. This dominatrix will go at it until you say banana.
But you know what they say about redheads? Well, it's all true about Lois, and more.
What about us ladies? I hear you cry. Well, a night with this superstud will leave you giggity with excitement.
I've just been, checking out some of that internet porn.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm just gonna go and check my mail over there.
You been lifting weights?
No.
5 minutes into our date, I seriously thought about calling the police.
We cater for any budget, but if you haven't got one at all, we can offer this. Right, back to Family Guy's groundbreaking gags. It seems no subject is off limits in this show.
If you're watching Family Guy, you know the parameters, you know what they're going to do. I think anyone that gets easily offended by some of their jokes, they would have turned over within 30 seconds or something.
It just has massive balls. Seth MacFarlane has just got the biggest balls in comedy.
People just hear a word associated with a horrific event and then don't actually listen to what is being said, which happens a lot in comedy, I think.
Ground zero. So this is where the first guy got AIDS.
The joke there is someone being stupid and mixing up two massive cultural events. So you're not actually mocking 9/11 or AIDS.
It's done so well that you're not sniggering at something you feel you ought not to laugh at. What you're laughing at more is the characters being complete monsters.
Oh, all right, pushing the comedy boundaries with gags about 9/11 and AIDS is one thing, but making a song and dance about it, well, that's just taking the piss. Family Guy's greatest hits, all your favourite Quahog croonings in one place, featuring the classics My Black Son, My Drunken Irish Dad, and Prom Night Dumpster Baby. Download now and get this bonus album, The Soothing Sound of Peter's Wind. Family Guy's greatest hits, not in any way available for download.
The musical numbers are brilliant because Seth MacFarlane's got a fabulous voice, as has a lot of the cast.
Spending a week in Mexico with some black eyes and some blow is all I really want for Christmas this year.
Yeah, I think musical numbers does help you get away with some material which isn't necessarily as funny without the song.
Yes, the Family Guy musical masterpieces have been a firm fixture since the first series. But how do they get away with the sensitive subject matter?
You can't get more sort of happy and la-la and feathered boas than vaudeville. You're sort of mixing oil with water, and it's funny.
I'm just a prom night dumpster baby. I got no mom or dad.
It's so dark. They give such character to this brand new human being that's been wronged so early on in its life. It's tragicomedy.
Acting, singing, songwriting, these Family Guy folk aren't just one-trick ponies. Or are they? Because this next device has been around since the very beginning. It's the cutaway gag.
You know, most of the world's problems stem from poor self-image.
Now, in TV terms, a cutaway is a device that takes the action somewhere else before returning it to the original footage. Just like this. There's Tony Robinson. And there's the cutaway. Metal detector. And there's Tony again. Anyway, in Family Guy, this dull device is put to much better use.
I think cutaways are brilliant. And I think Family Guy is very good at doing them. Animation's perfect for cutaways. You can just be as wild as... There's no budget there. There's no restriction on what you can do. So these sort of flights of fantasy are perfect.
Yep, the Family Guy cutaway gag lets the writer's imagination run wild.
I think, obviously, they think, you know, they want jokes. They just want to pack it with jokes, so cutaway jokes give you something that doesn't have to be to do with the story. There's no kind of rule book with telling stories in the show. It's all about the jokes.
So, with the rule book thrown out of the window, anything is possible with Family Guy's cutaway gags. But not everyone's a fan.
I hate shows that cut away from the story for some bull crap.
Whilst it might be commendable to poke fun at your own device, biting the hand that feeds you is surely suicidal, but that hasn't stopped the residents of Quahog.
Where'd you hear that?
Fox News.
Then it's a lie. Everything Fox News says is a lie.
And let's not forget their American backers, the Fox Network, have pulled the plug on Family Guy twice. Surely they'll learn in the new series.
This is a bad idea. But I guess sometimes Fox has bad ideas, huh?
Apparently not. So far, we've looked at Family Guy's groundbreaking gags involving old man boy chasing, sex, and sensitive subjects, to name a few. In fact, Family Guy is so groundbreaking, it's enough to make you sick.
There is a lot of toilet humour in Family Guy.
That's so much better.
I don't think they overindulge in it. And again, I think it's more the grotesqueness of Peter or whoever it is doing the burp or the fart that makes it funny.
Says the king.
I don't think toilet humour is the bread and butter of the programme.
This isn't art. This isn't even entertainment. This blows.
I personally really hate fart gags, but I really like vomit gags.
Oh, we're being a little bit picky, aren't we, Marek? Well, just for you, here's a clip from the new series.
Oh my God!
I'm sorry. I got a little nervous.
Whilst laughing at bodily functions is one thing, poking fun at disability is pushing your luck, isn't it?
The way I see it, I think this cartoon's offered a great opportunity for cartoon disabled actors.
Yeah. That's all very interesting, Marek, but what we really need is a disabled Quahog resident. Hang on, I'll just put out a call. Any disabled Quahog residents fancy appearing on a BBC Three special? Please respond.
This is Officer Swanson responding. I'm on my way.
Ah, yes, Joe Swanson, Quahog's premier paralysed policeman.
Joe's actually probably the strongest and the most manly out of all of the characters. This guy who is, in a lot of society's eyes, lesser than them because he's in a wheelchair, is actually better than them in most ways. So their only defence is to call him a cripple, which is really horrible.
Oh, hang on, there's a red light. Gotta hit the brakes.
Again, you know, because it's animated, we sort of feel like there's a little bit of freedom to laugh at people like paraplegics or, you know, disabled people. But you don't feel like he's a victim in a way, except for when he briefly suddenly has the power to walk again, only to be knocked over by his son and lose the power of his legs almost instantly.
In the 1980s, you barely see a limp in a cartoon, and I find it quite refreshing now. So